new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
What if I told you you only have 12 hours to legally have sex?
To finding true love, or just like a good guy.
From the director of Easy A and Anyone But You.
This whole thing is nuts.
There's nothing traditional about this night.
On August 7th, the clock starts on the summer's biggest rom-com.
I'm Owen.
Allie.
What about you and me?
Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner.
I've been told I'm a 7.
By who? Your mom?
Nah, she thinks I'm a 10.
One night only. Rated R. Only in theaters August 7th.
Welcome back to another episode of The Reality Is. As always, it's Noor, and with me today are the winners of the 2026 iHeartRadio Podcast Awards for Best TV and Film Podcast, but most importantly, going triple platinum in my house for 9 years, and the winners of my Heart Radio Awards. It's Benjamin Mandelker and Rondell Karam of Watch
How dare you, Randall Karam. After
Randall.
that,
Hi.
after all that, you're like, Randall.
Randall.
Hi, thanks for such a sweet intro. Hi, Noor.
Hi.
How's it going?
You know, the skies aren't orange anymore, and there's
Love
no
that.
tornado warning in New Jersey. So things are on the up and up, I think.
Looking up.
Okay, great. We'd love to see that.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. We have so much silly stuff going on in the Bravo news cycle right now. I know you guys do your bonus episodes, and then I know obviously you have your Monday night YouTube/Instagram lives. But I would, and I'm sure you've already talked about it, but what is in the waters of Salt Lake City that everybody is breaking up? So we obviously heard about Angie and Sean, but then did you see the thing about Whitney and Justin living separate lives due to financial turmoil?
I know, crazy. But the thing is this, with Whitney announcing that, like, are we really surprised? Like, Whitney has been like teasing this, like, stay tuned for next season. We have issues. And she was like all ready to be like, this will be my story. And then Angie comes along and she's like, wait a second. So then magically 2 days later, word gets out about her too. So Whitney's kind of like the Lala of Salt Lake City, in that there's always someone doing her storyline in a bigger and more fabulous way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both say k instead of g at the end of their sentences.
Yes,
so that
the
does
Utah.
make sense.
It's the Utah.
Utah in them.
But do you think that Whitney just got beat to the punch? Like, do you think maybe Whitney was telling everyone, like, okay, it is almost time for Justin and Maya's announcement? And Angie K was like, no, I'm going to TMZ this shit first.
I hope
This
that
is
that's
some
what happened.
Housewives shit, so you never know.
Yeah, I hope that that's what happened, because I think that would be so funny to see Whitney being like, you exploited my breakup.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love that.
Did you guys see what Meredith and Lisa are doing on the internet right now?
Yes. So good. Meredith was so funny. I saw, did she post it on Threads or X? I think it was Threads, where she was like, wow.
She loves Threads. She loves
Yeah.
Threads. She's always on Threads. It's so funny.
Threads has become very popular amongst the Bravo set. But like, she's like, well, when people have been undermining what you have for years, sometimes you have to realize they're just projecting their own shambles of a relationship on you, and it's called karma. And then it's like 2 hours later, I just want to clarify that I don't wish ill on anyone. I was making a general statement. It had nothing to do with anyone else in my cast, but if it were to be directed at them, it would just go to show that maybe they shouldn't have been mean to me in the first place.
Yeah, she's like, I just want to say I believe in karma, period. That's it. And we're
Yeah.
like,
Yeesh. Just a little kicking while we're down
Victory
there.
lap.
I mean, give it a week.
And then
Jeez.
Lisa posted this picture with John Barlow that is just so silly. First of all, Lisa's been doing this thing where she posts a picture and then she'll do like one in color and one in black and white, and then one like sepia tone, just to be like, whichever picture of mine you like best. But it's so funny because it's like a picture of her and John hugging, very photoshopped. Like somebody zoomed in on John's hand behind her and it's like a black hand. You're like, what did you do? Who is that? Whose hand is that? And then it just says partners in all. And then she's like, it's not because of anything. It's just because of, Vita Tequila. I love it.
That's it. That's
Doesn't have
all
to
it
do
is.
anything with anybody, like losing each other's life savings over a business. So just say that.
Yeah, just business.
Now, apparently one of the Barlow children, I don't know which one it was. I don't remember their names.
I don't
Just-
either. They all have mushroom hair, and until you all get hair, or until either one of you get haircuts, I'm not learning your name. Baby Gorgeous or the other one?
Henry and Jack. Henry and
Of course.
Jack.
Henry and Jack. Yeah, that's
Fresh
right.
Wolf. Fresh Wolf 1, Fresh Wolf 2.
I was going to say one of their names is Fudge because I remember Fudge College and that's it. Like, I don't remember their names. But one of them like posted, I don't know, on like a TMZ article about a breakup, like a fist or like pumped arm emoji and a goat that said like Lisa Barlow or the Barlows or something like that. So I feel like that's going to get her into trouble. And they'll be like, did your son comment about my breakup? And Lisa's going to be like, don't talk about the kids. Don't talk about my kids.
Your son was coming at me on the Instagram.
Oh, I love it. Does that get you excited for the season? Or do you feel like now you know too much about what's going on? Or like, do you feel like we could never guess how they're going to react to any of this on Salt Lake City?
I mean, I think we've seen both of these breakups coming for a long time. I'm always excited for Salt Lake City because so far that's the most dependable as far as being super hilarious every year. I'm worried mostly this year because it's just such a sad start to it. And a few with not this news, but the Mary Robert Jr. passing. I mean, just that they started shooting right away and then got into it, and a lot of the interviews have been like, oh, like Lisa Barlow, especially like, oh my God, this season's like such a different vibe. Like you get such a different energy from me, and I thought, oh no, I don't
want you to.
I don't want that. Yeah, there are some things. Like in politics, I think it's always going to work when people are like the Obama thing, like change, hope. That doesn't work for reality TV. I don't want change and I don't want hope.
Yeah, I love no growth. That's why like Shannon Bedore is one of my absolute problematic favorites. Like even though I'm barely I'm not watching OC yet. I'll wait until something exciting happens. But like Shannon's my favorite because every season we know exactly what's going to happen. She's going to have 3 episodes where she's going to be like, I am happier than ever. And then she's going to be like, everybody is being so mean to me. And it's just the best. Like I don't ever want anybody to change. I want like a predictable, almost sitcom level person who comes on the TV show and just does like dumb shit.
Amen.
That's kind of what we want. In other Housewives marriage news, we lost Rondell.
Oh my God. Where'd he
vaping.
go? He's vaping.
Don't
worry.
It's okay.
It's
This
safe.
is a vape friendly pod. You're like, it's not a vape friendly world. I get it. I understand. Also, just like an FYI, I know like obviously on Watch Your Crappens, you guys are like trying to not say, well, Ronnie not so much. Ronnie says whatever he wants. But Ben, I know with you, you're always like, you'll make a point and then you'll like spend a little bit of time being like, well, what I really mean is, but I don't want to offend anyone. And then the next episode, you're like, remember last week when I said that thing? Well, what I actually meant was, I just want you to know that in this space, you can say whatever the fuck you want. And it does not matter. So you can vape on camera. You can talk about politics. You can talk about how Mitch McConnell's on what people are calling eternity leave. Like we are, this is a very safe space to talk about all of that shit. It's great.
I feel pretty good about that. I have actually been less concerned about offending people. I think there's like, once you've been on some of the podcasts I've gone on and gotten a lot of those hate messages, you realize no one's ever going to be really all happy with anything you say. So you just say whatever you want. So I think I'm sort of, I've sort of moved to a different place of like, I try to say things because what I don't like is people think I'm doing it because I don't want to offend anyone. It's more like I want to keep my inbox less cluttered. And when you
You don't
like,
want to have
if
to
you
pay
can,
for the expensive Gmail before you have to,
if
because
you can
your
just
mailbox
like,
is full.
if you can cut it off at the pass and be like, this is what I'm really mean. Don't get upset. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. I can get fewer messages that have to be like, oh no, this is what I meant. Like, I would rather like say it ahead of time and then save myself like the agony of having to deal with like, DMs or this or that, where people are like, how could you say that? Or or actually, I think what you really meant was this. And this way I'm like, it's just like one less, like, I don't care if it sounds like I am hedging, then great. But like, really all I'm doing is just trying to, for a week, have just like a few less emails and DMs.
Peace. You just want some
That's
peace.
it.
Yeah.
And if he
Peace.
sounds like he's hedging, he's sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's funny though. It is really funny when like a person will comment something and then you're like, how did you think that why would you think this is something I would want to hear? Like, I don't know, it's like a few weeks ago I was talking about like the reflecting pool or whatever, and how like, Trump spent all that money trying to like change the color and then it got all fucked up, whatever. Somebody left and I like talked about that halfway through an episode. Somebody left a comment being like, well, maybe the pool would look good if people who didn't have Trump derangement syndrome didn't go and destroy it. And I was like, who are you and why are you listening to me? Like, why would you ever think I would be a person that would want to hear something like that? Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But did you get lost?
Yeah.
Yes. Or certain things that people will get offended by, like, this is what made you mad. Like, there have been so many years of really horrible, even I will hear myself say 1 year ago, last week, and be mortified. But you're mad because I, made some fun of someone's baby in passing. Like, come on, there's way worse. There's way worse in the canon than that, darling.
Yeah,
Nobody's
seriously.
gotten more mad at me than when I said, maybe Janet's not so bad. And they got real mad. Oh my God.
Not this season though, right?
No, not this season.
Janet's a huge
not this season. Everybody.
now.
Well, two people. It was Wes Wilson because I was off of like, I think Ronnie, you were like the only other person. I feel like you guys were the only ones that were like, Wes is kind of stupid. And we like never bought into his shit. And I've always been like shitting on him. And people got so mad at me. They were like, how dare you? And then a week later, they were like, yeah, fuck that guy. He's terrible. And I was like, no.
Well,
No.
just to be fair to everybody, I did not clock him right away. At first, I was like, "Oh, this seems like a nice guy." I really liked both him. I liked both him and Jesse at first because I thought, this is a nice addition to the cast. It's a hard show to cast, and I was like, finally, they got two guys that seem like they'll work on the show. And I mean, he seems nice. His hair's stupid, but like he seems nice. And then
Yeah.
Okay, in other Bravo marriage-ish news, this is like so stupid. It just cracked me up because I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but she's not really part of Housewives anymore. I believe that she has been fired from the show, but Kiarna from Potomac finally did get engaged to Greg. And in the pictures that they posted, Greg is wearing flip-flops.
Oh my God. I saw that they got engaged. I didn't click on the photos because shockingly, as pressing as this news was and how like it broke the internet, I somehow forgot to click. He was wearing flip-flops during the engagement. Where did they get engaged on like the patio that she had or the porch that she had overlooking the highway? Please.
Pretty much.
yeah.
Well, is it at a hotel? I mean, it looks like it could be an apartment building or a hotel, probably on vacation. They're both wearing kind of a light blue seashell-y color, and she's dressed gorgeously, like a
Gorgeous.
kind of formal-ish, vacation dress. And I mean, it's a man, a man in shorts. Why are the women always dressed? It's like everything. It's like watching Southern Charm and seeing the men always in shorts and a shitty t-shirt, and the women are glammed out. Or Love Island, the women go upstairs and get ready for 2 hours and come down. The guys are in the same shit.
Yeah, exactly. But the slides just could crack me up because he already got dogged on the show to the point where editors sometimes just zoom in on his feet for wearing like flip-flops to like a nice dinner or whatever and like not lotioning his feet. And I was like, and you still chose to just show us your toes. Like, that's crazy, Greg. But I mean, congratulations
seriously.
to them, I guess.
Well, they're posing in front of the beach, the ocean. They're standing on on a pier or something, and it's overlooking the ocean, and then they do it where they're facing each other to kiss, and the sun's coming right through their
Mouth holes.
yeah, well, kind of like through they're facing each other, so in profile, but like you're still making me stare at the sun. And I feel like that is kind of that was your whole storyline on the show. So at least you're consistent.
Yeah, that's true. Any interest in talking about how Nicolandria from Love Island from last season broke up? Or are you guys the type that were like, when something happens on Love Island, the season is over, and then you're like, I've forgotten who that person is. Sorry to that person. I don't know them anymore.
I largely am of the mindset that like once the season's over, the season's over. Nicolandria were a big deal. I you know what it is? I don't think it should ever be news that anyone from Love Island breaks up because it's like
Thank you.
it's the inevitable. It's like, oh, the leaves died and fell in autumn. It's like that's the cycle, And so it just was not impactful to me. I mean, I was more into watching Kenny's quote unquote apology tour on the internet for Janae, and he's like, I mean, like, she was so mean to me when we had that fight. Like, why not to be this way? We could have been in Canes. Like, we could have been enjoying the sunset in Canes. It's like, you called her the N-word. Like, how are you gonna like equate her being like upset at you with that? You like, what are you talking about, you idiot?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. He was apparently on like the Dominican
Yes.
Republic version of Big Brother, and he was allegedly like a
scene.
monster. Yeah, he was like a total demon. So it was like, oh wow, like who knew this guy who's dressed like fucking Jake from State Farm at the Love Island villa could turn into such a demon? But it goes to show you can never know with men. Am I right? Straight men.
Never trust a man who looks like he's one of the puppets from the show Dinosaurs. Okay.
He really did. Oh my god. And I want to put some respect on not the mama, but like I did look like that baby grown up.
Oh, not the mama. How did that become a thing in our pop culture? And did you ever see the the series finale of Dinosaurs? Did you ever see that?
Tragic.
So dark. So
Ronnie,
I
are
mean,
you
I would
familiar?
imagine. I didn't watch it, but I mean, I've read the book.
we all know how it ends for the dinosaurs, and that's how it ends on a TV show.
It doesn't
Yeah,
end well.
exactly.
I wasn't really that shocked about Nicolandria. I never really bought that one. They just always seemed to
I
have
never
like
bought it
friend
either.
vibes. It was hard to buy it, and they were always apart. I mean, I read that somewhere. Like they never spent that much. Like I would know, but I didn't really buy it too much on the show. But I do feel like Love Island is so transactional, and people, we kind of get tricked into taking it so seriously. And maybe while you're there, it's super because it's so intense, and you have no phone, you have no TV, but the world is like that. Have you ever just run out of batteries in public on your phone, and you're like, oh my God, you suddenly hear people chattering around you, and you're like aware of other people in the world, and you're like, this is a real mind fuck, so maybe that's what makes Love Island so intense. But I don't really buy anything from Love Island. I think they're all full of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I never bought the Nicolandria chemistry either, to be honest. I felt like when they took out what's her face, the racist, and Nick was left alone, and she was like on the outs with Taylor. And I think they always liked each other, and the audience obviously loved them both individually and wanted them to be together. And I think that they were like nudged by production and like, let's make this happen. And I think they liked each other, but I just never really felt it the way I have other couples.
Yeah. Ira Madison the third, he threaded something like they took the swirl contingency, like took one couple off and put a new one on top with like Bryce and Trinity. They're like, that's it. That's all Love Island will give you. It's like one interracial couple at a time, please. Are you watching UK, Ben? I know, Ronnie, you don't watch Love Island UK, right?
Not this season. I may pick it up. I'm not sure. I hear it's good. Is it good?
It's the only Love Island UK I have ever seen. This was my
Oh.
first time watching, and I am just thrilled because I've always said this that Love Island is only good if you watch it to watch men get yelled at by beautiful women. Like, I think
Yeah.
that's the point of the show, and UK is really doing it. Like, because the women in UK just like yell at the boys. If they come back from Casa, they just
Yeah.
like got yelled at, and all the boys were like, "Yeah, we really disrespected the girls, huh? We like took it too far," and that like
I
never
saw some of
happens in
that.
US. Yeah.
I've seen some clips coming flittering through, which has been really great.
Yeah.
The one problem with Love Island UK is that I feel like the guys on that show have become progressively less and less hot. It's like I think they're maybe
So
like
ugly.
UK hot, but they're kind of like all like I don't
UK
know.
hot.
They're like pasty and like it's just not what I want. And like they look more and more like adolescents. And like I feel like the guys on USA, there've been some like really like truly hot guys that have come through. And UK used to have really hot guys, but somewhere along the way, they're I don't know. I think the British tastes are different or something. But it is the best part really is listening to like people tell each other off in like a British accent. And politely too. It's like, listen, you can explore, that's okay. And you know what, I like that for you. But do you think you're just gonna mug me off? You think you just mug me off? I'm just sitting here looking like a loser. You're on factor 50, and I'm sitting here, I'm just waiting for you to come around, and you'll go and talk to every bird in the house. Like, and what am I supposed to be doing? And I'm just
Yeah.
all day long I can listen to it.
There's a woman named Ellie on the show who I feel like Ronnie, if you ever were to watch it, you would just love her immediately because she's Scottish. So her accent is crazy, but also she wears like crazy makeup. And then she's always yelling at the guys. She's like, suck my fucking dick. Like, it's so funny.
How about her suck my fucking dick, man?
She's like, are you AI? Is this AI? Suck my fucking dick. Like, she's amazing.
Are you AI?
It's just
I
so
think I
good.
would enjoy the
Yeah.
UK one better because everything's better with accents, I think. Or I would
Yes.
enjoy it more because everything's better with accents.
Yeah. And I also think like what you said, Ben, is like even when they're telling people off, there's such like a politeness. But I think the other thing I love about UK Love Island is that, or the original Love Island, is that at the end of the night, like Ian Sterling doesn't have to do like the good night moon, good night for all of the people to be like sleeping together, or like they just show them on screen and you're supposed to watch the show to see who's sleeping together. Whereas in
Yeah.
US, you have to like tuck everybody in like they're fucking toddlers. And I just think like it's just so obvious that the US audience is dumb and the UK audience is just like a little bit smarter and politer, even
Yeah.
though the things they talk about are probably dumber, but just something about UK just feels like slightly sophisticated. And I don't know if that's because as a former subject of the colonies, I am just like predisposed to being like impressed by the
Stockholm.
British, you know?
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome. I
If you're a QuickBooks customer looking to grow without the growing pains, you need the Intuit ERP, the AI native ERP that upgrades right from QuickBooks. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
I wrote a little song to remind you Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Also, the Love Island UK is a longer season. I think it's like 8 weeks as opposed to 6 weeks. And it actually makes a difference because like those, I think you wind up with like 50 to 60 episodes in those seasons. And I think like USA was like 40 episodes. And yes, that's like a very long time. But like having that extra week or two before Casa Amor really raises the stakes. And there's much more like there are many more shenanigans. Like having that extra time means there's more time for bombshells, more time for dumpings, more times for things to get mixed up and all that stuff. And then on top of that, after Casa Amor, like the show doesn't just like end. There's still like stuff that happens. Like movie night, in fact, on UK, I don't know, the past 2 seasons I haven't watched, but movie night would always be like 2 weeks after Casa Amor. It would be like there'd be time, and they would like there would be movie night, there'd be award night, there'd be like a day party that then would be a dumping. It was like always like something, and there were constantly bombshells coming in. So like I actually like the breathing room of the UK one more.
Yeah, I also love that in UK, they'll just be like eating breakfast. And when they say, I got a text, it means something because in the middle of breakfast, they'll be like, everybody line up at the fire pit. Somebody's going to get dumped because people hate them. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll just put my parfait down and go sit at the fire pit in the middle of the day in my bikini and like vote who I like least, you know? And I think that there's just like, yeah, in the daytime dumpings are so funny to me because you're just standing around in your bikinis in the middle of the day, like sweating. Yeah. It's just sillier.
And it takes so long to shoot it, and they're really just making them stand out there in the blaring sun, nothing protecting you. Everyone's so worried about aging and wrinkles at 20. And they're just, they're getting sunspots standing out there because they're so desperate to be liked on TV.
Yeah, well, the people in the UK, especially the men, do not care because they all swear that they're under 25 and they all look like Ken. They look like Ken Todd, all of them. And they're like, oh, I'm 21, I'm from Surrey. And you're like,
that's funny.
You're not.
Does Surrey have a different kind of calendar than we do? How do you guys count the trips around the sun?
That European sun, like European sun damage is rough. The thing is that the Love Island UK also has like these certain challenges. There's certain elements that are just not in USA. For instance, I think it used to be more in USA, but in UK, it was that like every morning the girls would all get together and swap notes on how they're feeling, and the guys would get together, and it was like kind of fun, like comparing notes. Like the girls would be together, the guys would be together, and then there would be challenges. Like we didn't see marry, shag, kill on USA this year. We didn't see the thing where they have to like cook a 3-course meal for bombshells. We didn't see a lot of bombshells come in and take you out on a date. We didn't see like so many of the traditional. We didn't see the kissing challenge where they have to guess who like rate the kissing. We didn't see the Twitter challenge where they hear what people on social media are saying about them. There was just like so much. And honestly, I'm not afraid to say it, Noor. I blame it actually a lot of it on Huda. I blame almost all of it on Huda because Huda was awful. I mean, you could really blame it on casting, but she was a demon and she was toxic and she has toxic followers and she continues to be toxic. And the storyline from last year was how toxic Love Island is. The good news is that actually was not the storyline this year, but I think they put on a lot of guardrails this year to keep it from being toxic. And as a result, they took out a lot of the good stuff that we turned to. So I'd say like apparently the toxicity was worse than we know. I've heard from insiders, not Ariana, I'd like to say. It's not from Ariana, but from insiders who've said that the threats against the cast last year were like legitimately scary and like abundant. So they really had to make changes. So fuck the audience too for doing that. But let's also now like get back to some of what makes Love Island great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine the threats that they got because I, as just a casual commenter on Love Island, was like threatened with ICE. They were like, "We'll call ICE on you," and I was like, "Okay." I mean, all right. I just said that I think Chris is silly. Like, it's okay. And they're like, "I'll fucking kill you." You're like, I mean, I'm just a casual viewer. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine the threats that they got. I've been saying this for a few weeks now, and I think that we should just view reality TV and people on reality TV like they are characters in a silly scripted television show. Pretend like you don't have access to them, like don't have parasocial relationships with them. Do not defend their honor. They don't need it. Like they don't know you. Just act like they're just characters on a TV show. And if you see something on the internet and somebody says, I don't like them, say, oh, okay, somebody doesn't like, I don't know, fucking Daemon Targaryen. Okay, he's made up. there's dragons on the show. Like, just pretend that that's the case. For
Yeah, I was
reality
gonna
TV.
say, I mean, that's a good point because they do get like that with fictional shows too. I mean, they
Well,
are
yeah.
like that with House of the Dragon. People are
Yes.
just I love going to a Reddit thread and just reading House of the Dragon posts because they're like, well, how dare you? Did you see that dragon's wing? It didn't even make sense. And I've read the books and and then they'll fight about it for thousands of comments, and I read everyone and they take it very seriously. Like,
Did you
why would
guys-
Allison talk to so and so that way? That was just uncalled for. And,
Did you guys get any hatred when you guys said that you weren't really that impressed by Heated Rivalry? Because the Heated Rivalry fandom
I
is
loved
another
it.
one. I love it.
I actually loved Heated Rivalry.
I know Ben didn't
see?
love it.
See, I wasn't afraid to say that. And I've
You're
gotten
so brave. You're so brave.
I've gotten
Ben.
no flack. I've gotten no flack.
I shockingly loved it. Who hate most things, you know? I have so many things that pop up on your continued watching, but Heated Rivalry I thought was going to be the dumbest fucking thing. And when it came out and everybody was, sperming all over each other about it, I was like, I'm not going to watch that. But then I watched it all in a weekend and was crying. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. If you say that you don't like a character or that you like a character annoys you, they're like, you're the worst person in the world. I hope you die. And you're like, it's a made up person. That's they don't exist. It's okay. Well, okay, let's talk about Housewives real quick. I'm sure you guys are doing a Ronnie trailer trash.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'll be next week.
Okay, Ben.
Do we sound
no.
excited?
No, here's the thing, Ben. You, again, so brave, so bold, have been on the forefront of, hey, this new Ronnie reboot sucks.
Yes.
So I want to hear from you what you think about the trailer.
It wasn't bad. I think I'm sorry to call for someone's employment to be brought to an end. I do fear that it's not going to be able to truly flourish until they get rid of Erin. I think Erin tries her best. She tries to stir the pot. I just don't know if she has like that appeal or that camp quality that we all want from a Real Housewife. She's like not quite diluted enough. She's not quite campy enough. She's just sort of like normal, which is great for her as a person. Good for her as a person, but like doesn't make for the best Real Housewife. And I think when you have someone who's sort of like mid like that, it can be a threat to the whole franchise. However, trailer was not bad. It looked like the new people on the trailer looked like they were ready to do what they needed to do. They looked a little bit more diluted. They looked a little bit more self-involved. It wasn't so much like, look how fabulous we are. I mean, Bravo tried to play that a little bit, but it looked a bit more like they were shady and being like, they were doing the things that we want from Housewives. So I was actually optimistic about it. I was not being a hater. And I am cautiously optimistic, and I'm excited to see what happens. I don't want it to die. I really hope they get it right. What do you think?
I thought it was good. I agree with you that we did get some of that, like those whispering of being like, this private island is trash. The food is left over from yesterday. Like, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, see, that's what I want. I want that energy. That's what I want.
Because I always think about the fact that like early seasons of Housewives was basically set upon stuff like that. A bunch of people who thought they were really fabulous coming in and having their friends secretly talk shit about them. Like, that is the core of Housewives. That's what we love, right? And I think that if we can go back to that, that's great. I also think what's exciting is they're taking a page out of Rhode Island and that they've added a bunch of women that I can't tell apart. I don't know who, how many. Can't tell if there's 3 new people in Carol or 2 new people in Carol or maybe 2 people and then another woman in Carol. Like, I have no idea. I can't tell, but
That's
I am
funny.
excited for it. And I agree with you that Erin is like, Erin is so the Valley. Like, she's so the Valley and she can't get a spot on like Ronnie, but I guess she's just like there. What do you think, Ronnie?
What do you mean she can't get a spot on Ronnie?
Like, I don't think that she's got the talent for Ronnie. She's just so
Oh yeah, I mean she's like
Chili's.
the lead of it, but yeah, she's so Chili's. I that show's hurt my feelings by sucking so hard because I was rooting for that show. And the first season, I was like, no, this isn't bad. What's that? And then the second season, I was like, oh, this is much better. They're doing great. And then by the end, I'm just worn down and pissed. And so I felt kind of hurt by it. One great thing about this year is they took the producer, the showrunner from Salt Lake City, Lori Gordon, who made that show amazing. I mean, and they were like, fuck New York, we need to do something. Who's our best Real Housewives? Which one is the best? Salt Lake City. All right, bring Salt Lake City in. And they did. They brought Lori Gordon in. So maybe that's the improvements you're seeing. I didn't see the trailer yet because I wait until we do the trailer trash so I can see it all fresh.
Consummate professional. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's just once I've seen something, I've already made a smart ass comment in my head and I won't have any smart ass comment to say. So it's better to just do it that way. So I don't really know yet, but that they took so long and they cast so many new people. And also that they're like, oh, Carol, who just was on the Epstein list and good friends with, photographer
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, it's like they cast her right when all that happens. And then they're like, oh, now you know what? She's not only a friend of, she got the Epstein raise. And so they made her a full-time. And it's just so bravo to be like, here's the show that we revamped and fired everybody because they were so fucking problematic. And now to save that show after almost getting canceled again because it was problematic as fuck last year, they're like, oh, let's bring in somebody who's popularized on the Epstein list now. I mean, it's just so bravo. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I think sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the cast photo is amazing that they did. And the Epstein files are definitely mentioned in the trailer in a way that I was very amused by. And I have to say, again, my concern is that Erin is not only just sort of like, she's not like really housewivesy to me, but because she's now quote unquote a veteran of this cast, I'm worried that she's going to have an undue amount of centering in the show, which I don't want. But I do feel like the new women are just they already have a vibe of like wanting fame, and I think that's important. I think we want people who are clawing their way for fame, and obviously Bravo was trying to like compensate for like the old school Ronnie. They were in 2021 or 22, they were like, let's pivot, let's not be problematic, let's just show this beautiful tapestry of like women who actually support each other. They're not toxic, they're movers and shakers, they're not these old dusty crones from the Upper East Side. They're fab and they're fashionable. This is a show about fashion, and it's like, it's boring. Give me the problematic ladies who live in sheltered penthouses and let us all laugh at them. So hopefully this brings us that place a little bit more.
Yeah, I kind of love that they kept Carol because they were like, remember you guys hated Ramona because obviously she's like a Trumpy Mar-a-Lago, like racist lady, right? And they're like, well, we brought the one white lady back who's not racist. She's very progressive, but she's problematic in other ways. So we're going to cover that. And you're like, okay, that's fine, I guess. Like, at least she votes for what I like. So that's good. And like, that's kind of people, the audience is like, yeah, that's okay. Let's move on. Like that's
she also bridges to the new Ronnie well, because like Dorinda is also like more also is largely progressive. I mean, she's definitely super democratic, but like if you plop Dorinda in amidst like Aaron and
Jessel.
Jessel would be fine, but like it doesn't match. But Carol also still is pretending, she's like riding on the handlebars of bicycles and
sitting on kitchen counters.
So it's perfect for her.
Yeah. Well,
baby,
Jessel would fit in perfectly with old school
girl in the city looking for love. She was always trying to do her Carrie Bradshaw, like walking through the city, and
she's very self-referential in the trailer too, which I thought was fun. But are you guys gonna watch The Golden Life? This like whatever that show is. You are okay.
I'll watch it 100%.
So brave.
Unless it's bad. I'm at this, I'm really at a place where I don't like watching poorly made reality TV. I'm like, I am a snob
Understandable.
about it, and I'm like totally okay with being a snob about it. I think there's good drama, there's bad drama, there's good comedy, there's bad comedy, there's good reality TV, there's bad reality TV, and if it's like super schlocky, if it's edited in a way, if the post production on it is not right, I might not watch it.
What do you think
Yeah.
about this will get us into next gen? What do you think about the post production on next gen?
Oh, this is great. I think
A
that is
plus.
a hilarious show. I think it's really well done. It's very funny. I think all the people on it are shockingly funny. I mean, I really laugh watching it. Recapping it can be hard because the post production is so much that it's like
Yeah.
text, text, text. And then, it shows somebody's Instagram who you've never even heard of before. But the stuff that they're finding for the clips while you're watching it, it's like, wow, that's so good. Going through notes of it can be hard. But I
Yeah.
think it's a very well done show.
Yeah, it's very like TikTok in that way. Like it's very TikTok because like the whole thing I've learned because this is why like none of my posts go viral because I don't know how to do like the reels that go viral. Is apparently you're supposed to like keep people's attention by flashing different things on the screen at one time. Like that's why like little kids will watch like a person talking while somebody's doing like a Rubik's cube on the other side. This is like the stuff that like gets people stimulated. I feel like they took that on next gen and just like threw it on there because like every few minutes like a thing will pop up where you're like pop up video, TikTok-y, something or another. But it is for me, a person who like tends to sometimes go to my phone, it does keep me watching. So I guess they're right. It does work on the brain that is like exhausted because of the state of the world. I guess that's
Yeah.
true.
They must do
Well,
so
I
much
mean,
work on that in that post production department. I mean, it
They
is like
really do.
there's so much happening and so many quick cuts. It's wild.
and I don't know that it makes people pay more attention. I mean, you're saying, do you think maybe it does? I think maybe the humor makes me personally pay more attention to it, but I don't know that the quick flashing. Ben and I used to run a TV blog, and
Mhm.
when Ben left, it was bought by, well, right before it, whatever, who cares? It was bought by Buna Murray, who's a television production company.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah, I'm
working there.
familiar. I watch Real World. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're huge, they're a huge
Yeah.
company. It's Banijay now with
Yeah.
Buna Murray. But so I had to go into the office and they created a digital department and they were like, okay, you need to start making viral videos. I was like, well, what does that mean? So then you go into a meeting with all these executives and they're explaining what they've been Googling because not a damn soul knew what it meant at that time. And that was a huge thing. They were like, you have to make videos and then the cuts have to be so fast. Like, even if it's me talking, I would have to close up on my face and back up on my face and move it to the right, then move it to the. It's like, no one. Why do you think that that's what people are going to watch? And they look so fucking crazy. I just remember thinking, who is going to watch this? But you see, they still do it on YouTube videos all the time, where they're like, oh,
Yeah.
they can't pay attention. Cut to the cake. Cut to the fly. Cut to the shelf. Cut to the.
Yes. No, that's literally you're like, who would watch that? Like, everybody. The entire
Yeah.
world is now only consuming videos that way. Well, let's talk about next gen. This week on next gen, we had the Rocky Horror Picture Show party, or as Brooks Marks called it, Rocky Mountain Horror Shop. It was a Halloween party hosted by Brooke Shields' daughter and this kid Shy, who is just like such a sad sack, that kid. The entire episode is basically a bunch of confrontations about pretty inconsequential things until the end, when Georgia tells Amira that Charlie essentially implied something that negates Amira identifying as a woman. I loved this episode. I loved Next Gen. I think I've not heard a lot of people talk about NYC Prep before. I know that, Ben, that was one of your favorite shows back in the day. I feel like it's like the new age version of that. I love these young kids. I know there was a lot of chatter about how like Riley was showing up previously, but I'm like, no, I kind of love that they're actually talking about like real experiences of these like very rich kids in New York City. But Charlie just baffles the mind. One of my friends calls him a Jax Taylor variant. Do you believe, based on what we know about Charlie, that he did say something about Amira
Yes.
to Georgia?
100%.
Yeah, I
he
believe it.
did. But you know what?
I do.
I think what's tricky with Charlie is I also believe that Charlie says provocative things, and Like, I'm not giving any excuse for it, but I see him saying provocative things, and he just doesn't realize that, like, you just can't do that. You're not just like on the Reality Is podcast, okay? Not every place is a safe space to just spout your opinions. But it doesn't excuse it. But I think he does it so often that he doesn't even remember. I don't think he even remembers that he makes a joke.
Well,
Like,
he's
yeah, well, you know,
also-
Tom's probably down.
Yeah.
Tom's
He
probably high.
also seems to be pretty drugged up at all times. His pupils are crazy. He doesn't remember what's going on. He flies into a rage and doesn't understand why people are mad. I mean, he's got, and that's not even a judgment as much as it is like jealousy and remembrance of years ago when I could still do that. And my blood pressure, you know, my head wasn't popping off or I was about to die.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is, I think, that, but also he definitely does know better. And it's crazy that he said it, and also crazy that Georgia would do that on national TV. I thought that was extremely shitty of Georgia. And I haven't read since the episode aired what people are saying about that, so I have no idea. But I imagine she's getting pretty ate up for that. And I don't blame Amira for never wanting to speak to either one. If she doesn't speak to either one of those people or Georgia, I wouldn't blame her, because that's crazy. That's bullshit to do to somebody on national TV. You know,
On TV.
like
I think that's the thing that really blows my mind. You know, finally, Ronnie, people have more to say about Riley's drinking than they have to say about Georgia or Charlie on the internet, it turns out. So I wonder why that is. Hi, everyone. This episode went a little bit longer, so I had to split it into 2 parts. Part 2 is already on your feed. You can go ahead and check it out now. Thanks for listening. Bye.